You always got to beat Michelle Obama when they say,
when they go low, we go high.
F that. Yeah. You can go low when they go low too.
Yo.
We got Levi's Wise.
Check out the full podcast. Link below.
Stephen A. Smith and Jason Whitlock recently had a back and forth. For y'all who are not aware, Jason Whitlock is a former colleague of Stephen A. Smith. He's also a sports writer, been in the business for 20, 30 years, probably even longer. Who the hell knows? Him and Stephen A. Smith go back. But recently, Jason Whitlock has been upping his level of disrespect at Stephen A. Smith. And speaking of, should people be more outspoken? It's funny because if you watched Jason Whitlock's last rant that sparked Stephen A. Smith to go off, he specifically referenced Cat Williams. He said, yo, I'm about to have my Cat Williams moment. I'm about to do that. I swear to God. Yo, Stephen A. Smith went off at Jason Whitlock, yo.
You bitch. Did you tell him? You fat piece of shit. This is the worst human being I've ever known.
Uncharacteristic of Stephen A.
No, it's not. It is characteristic.
No, Stephen A. Smith don't be cussing like that.
Not cursing, yeah.
That's different.
Well, he doesn't curse on ESPN and First Take.
The person he was discussing, he's calling them the words.
Yeah.
He don't do that. I was cool with it. I was cool with Stephen A. Smith going after Jason Whitlock, and here's why. Because if you watch Jason Whitlock go after Stephen A. Smith, he does it in a manner that goes beyond just reporting what you believe is facts or fiction.
It's not what men do. That's the role of many of these guys they're putting on ESPN to normalize men acting feminine and emotionally.
He takes personal shots. He makes a lot of accusations. He does things that goes beyond the tasteful meter. Once you go below the belt, I'm cool with somebody responding in a below the belt manner. I really am. The black on black stuff, absolutely. I would love people to get along. But sometimes when people go below the belt, you don't always have to take the high road. You always got to beat Michelle Obama when they say,
when they go low, we go high.
F that. Yeah. You can go low when they go low too.
Majority of the stuff that I see on the internet, including what Jason Whitlock was doing, is the kind of things where I got to see you. Based off what Stephen A. said he was saying, Jason Whitlock was talking about you questioning stuff I wrote in my book.
Bingo.
And you're questioning, you're saying I'm a liar. I made some personal comments here.
Bingo.
About my family.
Thank you.
About my, my life. And you're over here trying to nitpick, break down what I'm saying. That is a level of disrespect where I don't even think words do justice. Confrontation is okay, guys.
Correct.
Like,
that's what I want to put that on the table because
confrontations are okay.
I'm not about to be all this kumbaya. We're not doing kumbaya because confrontations happen.
And that's what Jason Whitlock is trying to do here. He's trying to be like,
I have factual statements.
Have you been looking on Twitter? Tweet. Who cares? This is his personal account.
I agree. Who cares? But Jason Whitlock got a point. I'm just simply saying, as an onlooker, listening. I mean, Jason Whitlock is saying things that I'm like, well, that's a good question. I just don't care enough to know the answer. Me personally.
Exactly.
Stephen A. Smith cares because he's going at him. That's why I'm saying I don't have a problem with Stephen A. Smith going at him.
Do you lie? I lie. You lie? He lies? Do you think every single book that autobiography was written
in a sense,
and everything is true about an autobiography? Maybe Stephen A. tweak things here and there.
Well, no, I think if we being
people lie.
Jason Whitlock is saying that Stephen A. did not write the book. And what's crazy is these are two writers debating about who wrote something.
Yes.
You know how many writers have gotten help writing their own books?
Which is fine.
Who the freak cares? Jason Whitlock is a clown.
Jason Whitlock
for absolutely questioning anything about Stephen Smith's personal life.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a clown for that.
He's questioning. That's my issue.
That's clown shit.
That's the part. And so that's why I said I want to get this into a deeper, bigger combo.
Let's go
here. The thing that's in this combo that is makes me uncomfortable is two brothers pretty much calling each other sellouts. It's two black dudes calling each other fake liars. They're throwing out the term ESPN, the word cool, all that words are being thrown out. Everybody on Twitter is just looking and seeing the curse words and things like that. But for me, what's glaring is the fact that they're both calling each other sellouts. and they're both calling each other like bad for the black community. Now, I've followed Jason Whitlock for years now. I am absolutely not a fan of that guy at all. He is. One thing Stephen A. said that I actually agree. He said he's worse than a white supremacist, and I said I 100% agree because Jason Whitlock has a history of tearing down black journalists and black people.
His commercial that to me focuses on victimhood. He's arguing that it's just so hard here in America. And that's why they got the Sam not arguing. The Alphabet Mafia is the LGBTQ, BLM, Barack Obama, feminist. It's that whole cabal that I was telling you about yesterday. And Stephen A. Smith is a part of that.
You know, the thing I don't like about Jason Whitlock is that he leans on Christianity and he talks about values as an excuse to drive these narratives. That I don't like.
I'm not a big politician guy. I'm not. He leans towards the more of the super duper conservative right.
Correct.
Which I am not. I'm never close.
Okay.
But he leans towards that tearing down of what the essence of the black community is. So I've noticed this is before Stephen A. The devil's advocate.
Okay.
But Stephen A. has been accused of being like
a company man.
Not even a
he has gotten
stereotype of a black person. So there is this fight between white supremacist black guy and like stereotype black guy. Two legendary journalists tearing each other down, and then we don't get nothing.
We as onlookers don't have to benefit from anything that's
true.
being done. So when you say we don't get none, who cares? Like, we're not, everything is not for us. Just because people put out content, they speak their quote unquote truth, we ain't got to feel no type of way. We don't have to there's no takeaway from everything that happens.
Have you noticed that, like, people have been saying this on Twitter?
Yeah.
It's only happening in the black community.
I see, I don't like when people say that.
I've heard that.
I don't think that's factually correct in every situation. Bro, I just watched Elon Musk and Mark Cuban go back and forth for weeks. That is true. Ain't nobody talking about, hey, man, white people are going back and forth. Bro, it happens every day. And I'm not saying black people don't do it. We know it happens. I'm just saying, dog, it's overstated. Dog, they doing it too.
Of course
theirs is probably even worse because you know what Elon Musk and Mark Cuban were arguing about? They were arguing about DEI. You know what DEI is? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you know anything about big business, you know that, especially during the pandemic, there was this big push of companies trying to pander towards black people, trying to get the people to hire black and just different things. But what I'm saying is they were arguing whether or not diversity and inclusion should even be a policy of companies.
But I agree.
Which impacts
stupid.
black people
Which is
these companies say, man, let's do away with diversity, equity, inclusion, which essentially is what the Supreme Court ruled against with affirmative action. I hate to go super deep, but what I'm saying is, bro, when they do it, it has way more implications.
I've been noticing it's happening for black people. It's happening in the same media. You're talking about the top journalists. Elon Musk and Mark Cuban, they're both billionaires or whatever.
Yeah.
But they completely different ways they became billionaires.
They're generally in the same industry, though. Generally.
But it's a little different. We're talking about comedian versus comedian. We're talking about journalist versus journalist. Mano y mano.
Nah, but see,
it's happening in hip hop.
Nah, but
rapper versus rapper.
Nah, but see, I don't like when people do what you just did. What you just did is you maybe unintentionally are minimizing what black people are out here doing. Why do we have to reduce a Stephen A. Smith to just journal? Do you know all the stuff that he does?
But I'm saying the convo. But that's
a
journalist versus journalist.
It's not.
I'm not talking about all the stuff
no,
he
the
does.
convo is truth versus false with lies.
Yeah, what they're airing out is the journalist part.
No, they're not. They're having a conversation. What's factual? What's not?
Listen, look, I've been paying attention.
So have I.
So
I watched Jason Whitlock's whole thing.
The heart of it and why Stephen A. is pissed in the first place.
Because
he said athletes say thing about me all the time. He said I don't get pissed. He got pissed because it's a journalist calling him out as a journalist.
I get what you're saying. I get the overall point.
Listen to the full episode. Link below.